You heard that right. It looks like this 220-year-old mystery is about to come to an end. For those who are unaware about what we're talking about, hundreds if not thousands of men have sailed the 7 seas and crossed the 7 oceans just to have a chance of discovering treasure on the mysterious treasure hunting ground that is Oak Island. However, for over 2 centuries, none of these men have come away with any booty, despite some of them paying the ultimate price for this slim chance of discovering the rumored fortune hidden underneath the soil of this real-life treasure island. It's fair to say there is a reason why this treasure hunt is still going on till this day. Or is it? Today, we're going to follow the Legina brothers as they search the zone around the legendary Money Pit, an area that could be described as ground zero of this treasure hunting epidemic. This focus on the Money Pit is due to the fact that they have found evidence that the original hunting ground for this treasure must be hiding gold. That said, because the team has made several astonishing discoveries in the C1 cluster, the areas surrounding the Money Pit have also become of utmost priority to this search. Along with the discovery of a decent amount of silver pieces found in said location, the adventurers were also excited about the discovery of the supposed remains of 15th century wooden tunnels. This made them believe that they must be close to the original Money Pit, and a tunnel that must lead to a chamber or a vault that might be filled with their most coveted treasure. Eager to succeed, the team monitored everything as they maintained their progress. Their hope was that if they continued working, they would eventually come across this chamber. As such, the Legina brothers and their team continued digging the B4C shaft, and before they knew it, their shaft was 90 feet deep. Located just a few feet off the borehole C, the B4C shaft is just what hopefuls watching the Curse of Oak Island TV show would have wanted to see. It does beg the question as to how those living in the 15th century were able to use wood to dig and construct these underground tunnels. Regardless, nothing can take away from the fact that the discovery of this tunnel, despite having to drill like a mole into the ground, is pivotal towards discovering the elusive 220-year-old treasure, because it means the team is drawing closer and closer to the original Money Pit. With each dig, the morale of the team is also raised because of the prospect of coming across some fascinating artifacts. Following this, the discovery of gold in the water also made the team hypothesize that the treasure must have been transported to the chamber or the vault. Furthermore, the discovery of a large iron fastener proved to be the most intriguing discovery the team came across. Its primitive form dictated that it must have been at least 100 years old, and it's actually possible that it may have been used even before the Money Pit was either placed in the hole or in the unlikely event when someone unearthed the treasure. Another item that was discovered is a hand-forged spike, which was another amazing artifact that made the hairs on the excited team members' necks stand. This is because a discovery like this must surely mean they are making progress, and it might also mean that they might get a much-wanted look into the history of the mysterious island. However, the excavation wasn't free of problems. One of such setbacks was when the team reached a depth of about 130 feet. This is where they came across some bedrock, which was enough of an obstacle to bring any further digging in the Money Pit area to a halt for the rest of the year. However, despite such a crushing blow, the team remained in good spirits, because the data they collected from 5 sunken steel holes gave them some assurance that the 220-year-old treasure was still hidden somewhere under the soil on Oak Island. Thanks to this, despite being aware of the inadequacy of funds, which will prove to be a problem, especially as they'd have loved to use such funds to acquire the best technology and equipment for their project, they know that they must be drawing closer to their goal. They know they can advance as they continue to drill deeper holes, which would undoubtedly unearth more relics and artifacts. Later on, the team, which consisted of the Legina brothers, Carmen Legg, the blacksmithing expert, Gary Drayton, and Craig Tester, returned to the lab to analyze and discuss their spike. With his blacksmithing knowledge, Carmen believes that he'd soon be able to unlock the artifact's secrets, which would in turn let them know how important it might be towards completing their quest. Upon said analysis, Carmen revealed that the spike was part of a medieval rock drill, and that the swages that the team found a few years ago must have been used to sharpen such a drill. These rock drills were used for many years, and it isn't impossible that they may have been used more than 1,000 years ago, as we've always needed to drill or break through rocks. As such, these items add to the history and the mystery of the money pit. Could the discovery of the spike actually mean that they're actually drawing closer to their dreams? This drill could even be of the most importance, because it could have been used to build the original money pit. Seeing that the sentiment is that they might just be getting closer to what they are looking for, the prospect of getting stuck into the muck must be so enticing to the team. After going through what they've already discovered in several places on the island, the team couldn't help but deliberate on who could have actually been the one who buried treasure on Oak Island. Furthermore, they couldn't help but wonder what exactly they would find at the bottom of the legendary money pit. Some speculated that pirates must have used Oak Island as a stash house during the late years of the 17th century and the early parts of the 18th century. However, they weren't able to determine this, partly due to the flooding of their holes when they dug too deep. This is believed to be the unfortunate effect of the island's peculiar location on top of a glacial tumulus. As such, nobody has been able to discover exactly what could be hidden away in the original money pit. A plethora of theories ranging from the believable to the outrightly absurd have been made up by those looking to discover this treasure, with the common belief being that it may have been booty stolen during the golden age of piracy. Some believe that it may have even belonged to the legendary Blackbeard. That may be bad news for our excavators, because if the treasure truly belonged to the infamous Scourge of the Sea, they may never find this treasure, because Blackbeard once boasted that only he and the devil himself would ever be able to locate this chest of gold. However, many pirates such as Blackbeard had roamed the seas and oceans which lay along the coasts of North America and the Caribbean during the 16th and 17th century, a period which has gone down in history as the golden age of piracy. However, this was brought to a halt when the Spanish, English, and French government signed the Treaty of Utrecht. This brought an end to the war between the countries, which consequently led to the allocation of resources to bring these pirates down, so that commerce could once again occur on these waters in peace. Either way, until such treasure can actually be discovered, the Lagina brothers cannot tell what exactly they may find down there. For now, they can only continue digging. With some hope, they may actually achieve their goals. As for now, with every artifact they find, they can see themselves drawing ever closer to their discovery. Let's watch keenly as these men draw closer and closer to finding this 220-year-old treasure. That's it for this video. Feel free to explore our previous videos to get your mind blown. Also, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified whenever we upload an intriguing content. Until next time, goodbye.